run under Windows NT Terminal Server Edition with some restrictions. We'll be removing some.
I didn't realize there was going to be this theme today. And I reckon in 33 years, I've only done 4 things well.
I told you we weren't going to get out of the hardware business. We haven't gotten out of the hardware business, and we're not getting out of the hardware business.
Microsoft's mom made the cookies, Unisys brought the chips and salsa, and they stayed up all night telling ghost stories and watching videos. Finally, they got to the business of making the ES7000 NT.
Isabel Lama, I am marketing responsible for Intel in Spain and Portugal. I'm very pleased to say that we were very happy with the event in Spain and Portugal. It was a very high level of attendees, the organization was perfect, and we got really targeted customers in the audience. I thank you very much, and it was an honor for us to participate in this event.
Per partition, but per virtual machine.
Him and 40 people from the media following him around, and he said, "That is the most awesome server I've ever seen."
Over there in the back. Yeah, please step aside. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, here it is. Hey, she got it.
The most exciting thing, probably a box full of Pentiums on your stand.
What I'd like to show you now is the Windows 2000, how it can scale. And I'm going to show you Windows 2000 Data Center Server. And I'm going to use a real company with real data. Now, for the first time ever, I'm going to show you a Unisys ES7000 16 processor mainframe running a beta copy of Windows 2000 Data Center Server. This is mainframe class performance, and in fact, it's going to ship in a 32 processor version later this year. Now, on your left and right screens here, what you see is a map of the world. And I'm running an application from Amadeus ITA software. And what that application does is it calculates the lowest cost fare for anywhere in the world. So say you wanted to fly from here to New York, and you wanted the cheapest fare, and you didn't care how many stops it took. This would calculate the cheapest way to get between here and New York. Now, to do that, it has to calculate tens of thousands of segments, and that's what this application does. And in fact, on the bottom of the screen, you can see how many segment calculations it's doing per day. Right now, it's doing 4.37 billion, and you can see the system output from it. Now, up on the center screen is Windows 2000 Data Center Server. And at the very top is the performance monitor. And this is a 16 CPU system. And so you can see from left to right, we're running across 16 CPUs. Now on the right-hand side, the CPUs aren't too busy yet. And that's because I haven't allocated these processes using the Job Object Manager. And so they're just running system processes. But you know what? We should give this application a little more headroom. So I'm going to go to what's called the Job Object Manager, and I'm going to use the Job Object Manager to allocate more CPUs to this process. And it's very simple to do. I can just add 4 more processors. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hit apply. And right away what you'll see is 4 more processors came online. And it balanced the workload for that specific application now across some 12 processors. Well, as you know, in the airline industry, at times like the holiday, for example, things really get busy for travel agencies. And so I'm going to increase the number of segments being analyzed for low-cost fares to 6.4 billion segments analyzed per day. You'll see the screens on the right and left start painting faster and doing more red lines, and you'll see the system output getting up a little higher. Near linear scale to meet the most demanding needs of scalability. Okay, but there's still headroom left in this system. So I am going to apply 4 more processors. 1, 2, 3, 4, for a total of 16 processors. Now, and the load is balanced across all 16 processors. And there's one word the airline industry hates, and that's airfare war. And when that happens, it means great low fares for us, and it means a lot of work for the travel agents. So I'm going to increase the load to 8.5 billion segments analyzed per day. And what you'll see is Windows 2000 Data Center Server has breakthrough performance and scales to meet the most demanding needs in a both manageable and scalable way, and at 1/3 the cost of the leading Unix system. How about that?
To remove the I/O subassembly from the PowerEdge 8450, remove the I/O riser cover from the chassis. Disconnect the SCSI, IDE, and floppy disk drive cables from the I/O board. Move the cables to the other side of the card guide. Remove the 2 screws from the left side of the chassis, the single screw from the right side of the chassis, and remove the 3 screws securing the cable tray to the chassis. Pull the 2 release levers outward to disconnect the I/O subassembly from the midplane. Remove the subassembly from the chassis and place it on an anti-static surface.